Hello, Erica.
Hello.
It's so great to see you today. I'm super excited about our Spanish Immersion Arts and Exploration class on Zoom. And I just wanted to kind of walk you through Zoom. I know you've been teaching online on Skype already, and just show you how we can work together to create really meaningful social experiences for children on Zoom. Teaching classes on Zoom is very different than teaching in a classroom. And I find it helpful to really take advantage of Zoom and all it has to offer, as opposed to trying to recreate the classroom experience. There's so much that we can do on Zoom that we can't do in a classroom. And there's so much in the classroom that we can't do on Zoom. So I feel like it's nice to make the most of what we have. So first of all, I just want to get you set up with your setup. So a little bit about what I have here. So the first thing is that it's really great when you're teaching a class to have headphones.
Okay.
My AirPods.
AirPods, you said?
When I put my AirPods in, there's a brief delay where you might not be able to hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. I actually can't hear you, so I have to fix that. So that it's usually good to put your headphones on before class in case you have any audio issues. Okay. Can you try talking again?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Still can't hear you. Oh my gosh, this happens a lot when we're trying to use Zoom. So let's just, I'm just going to go up to my computer and disconnect.
And then I'm gonna connect them again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, great. So you said AirPods work the best?
I find AirPods to be the best.
But just connect before the class.
So yeah, I would. So what I did just now, and I'm actually glad this came up, is to know that it's good to kind of set up your headphones before you start, just because when you switch the device you're using on your computer, sometimes it messes things up. So the first time that you were speaking, I couldn't hear you. Then I disconnected my AirPods and I reconnected them. And now I can hear you just fine. I had a similar issue today where we were doing jumping jacks in class and one of my headphones fell out. And then I could not hear, the kids could not hear me anymore because Zoom was just trying to reconnect with the right audio device. So I really like these. These are just regular AirPods, but actually our mutual student Claire uses AirPod Pro. So if you have the budget to get that, the sound quality is a little bit better. And I do also recommend AirPod Pro for all the kids, just because when you wear the big heavy headphones, it just starts to feel like hot and a little bit suffocating after 3 hours of teaching online. But these feel almost like you can just walk around, you barely even notice that they're there.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Yeah, my second favorite tool, I see you already have yours, are these awesome glasses. I particularly am happy about these glasses because I have always had 20/20 vision, not to brag, but it just runs in my family. And I always was kind of jealous of people who had glasses. So these are special glasses that deflect the blue light that's glaring from your screen. And I find they help me, my eyes don't get as kind of tense or stressed out after teaching online. And also I just feel like a smart teacher wearing them. But I think it also
Thank you so much for recommending them. Like, I do see a difference, and I like that it doesn't like distort color so much, you know? It looks pretty much the same.
It really does. So those are great. The other thing that I have, and I will send you a picture of it, is my stand. So you can see that you're kind of looking down at me slightly. This stand is really fantastic because it's flexible. I can put it on top of a table and it's just slightly higher than me. I can also stand up. Now you can't see me, that happens. But it's really great. Like if I want to adjust my height in the middle of a session, I just can kind of like push it back. See? And then you can see me. So it's really great. Now you can see me standing. Also, sometimes in the class, we do yoga. I am using a laptop, which I love because like here I am doing yoga. Hey, everybody. Namaste. Now I'm gonna lie down. Woohoo! So you can just really move around a lot, which is great because none of us want to be stuck sitting at a computer all day long.
Yeah, we need those little breaks.
Indeed, we do. And the last thing, I actually don't have it with me to show you as an example, but I really like, some of our kids have gotten a wide lens. It costs pretty cheap. It's like $30 and you can attach it to the top of your Mac and then it just shows the whole room. The only kids move away, they can get kind of tiny, but you can still, if they have their AirPods in, you can still hear them really well. So that's been really great for us. And the other thing that's really nice about having a laptop as opposed to an iPad is that when I share my screen, I don't disappear. So when the kids share their screen, often they disappear. But with the Mac, that doesn't happen. So that's great. So that's what I have for my hardware portion, my Mac, my glasses, my AirPods, and my stand, which I really love the most, I think, is my stand.
Maybe you could share where you got your stand from.
Yeah, so my stand was from Amazon, and it's, let's see, the name of my stand would be good to share with you. I actually forgot what it was called. So here, and this will be a great example of sharing my screen. So these are the different tools that I got. This is the New Laxi laptop stand. It was a little expensive. It was $78.99. But what I liked it has an adjustable height, and it goes the highest of any that I found. And it was really highly reviewed. And these are my Gamma Ray Trust Series blue light blocking glasses, which you'll already have. And then I can just show you the wide lens. We got this for some of our kids. It's wide lens for iPad because most of them do use an iPad. And I haven't gotten mine yet, but I probably should. It's $39.99. It's the Zenvo Pro Lens Kit, and that's the highest rated one in Amazon. I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy it right now because it's working really well for our kids. And I should have one too. That's kind of one of my life mottos, that whatever our kids have, I try to have as well. Whatever I ask them to do, I try to do as well. I think that it helps me understand what they're going through as a teacher. And also, it just feels good to them. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, as the expression goes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Sure. My pleasure. Okay, so I think those are the hardware. And then the only other thing about, I guess, just space in general is I try to be in a space where the door is closed. If there are other people speaking in my space, it gets very distracting for the other participants, but I might not notice it myself. And that happens a lot with parents, that parents will say something to their child, or they'll be in their kitchen, or another sibling will be around, and the child doesn't notice the noise at all, but for us, it's the only thing that we hear. So I try to find a space where I can close the door. Right now, the only space in our house where I can do that is the garage. So today I'm in the garage. I have a stool, a big art book, my stand, and my Mac, and then my little yoga mat.
Hey, everything you need.
And I feel pretty authentic. I'm building a new company, and I'm building it out of our garage.
Yeah, that's great.
I feel like the real deal. Oh yeah, and then last but not least, make sure you have your favorite tea. This is my matcha, and your water, because I guarantee after talking for an hour or two, you're gonna get very thirsty.
Yeah, I have my water. It stays cold for 20 hours, so.
Nice.
But it should only last for about 2 hours. I should drink that water, you know.
Well, I guarantee when you're teaching 5 kids for 2.5 hours, you will be drinking all that water.
Yes.
Super. So let's just go over Zoom. What I'm going to do right now is make you the co-host. So I'm just going, there's a button next to your name, and I'm going to put make co-host, and you should see that you're now the co-host of this meeting, which will give you more control over the meeting. When you're leading your own meetings, you will be the host, but sometimes it's useful to make other people the co-host if you have a special guest, or if one of the children wants to have more control over the meeting for some reason or another. It's just a useful feature to have.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is that whenever you come in to a room, or a child comes into their room, it's great if they can rename themselves so we can see your name. So right now, it shows your name up as iPhone. And if you hover over that, you'll see a button that says mute and a button that says more. You just hover over your name.
Do
you see those buttons?
I see where it says my name, and I see where the mute is, but I don't see where the
more is?
Yeah, the more. Oh, there, sorry. Okay.
So click on more.
Okay.
And then click on rename.
Maybe I have to go into the meeting settings.
I think you should be able to do it. I'm gonna just, oh, interesting. Actually, I don't know why, but for some reason we can't rename you. I can rename myself, but I can't rename you. It might have something to do with the fact that you're signed in with an iPhone. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you so you get the hang of it. My name is, I changed Manisha Snoyer to Miss Manisha.
I see.
Yeah. And then I can also, it looks like I can also edit my profile picture. So I could change my picture from modulo to just some other random thing. Let's try this. Now I have a new picture. Modulo. Great. So yeah, so when your kids come in, I would just encourage them or their parents to change it so it reflects the child's name instead of the parent's name.
Okay.
And then one thing that happens a lot is that kids get really noisy.
Yes.
I like to encourage them to speak, but they're not always used to taking turns on an online medium. So there's a couple things that help with that. First of all, there's two different types of views in Zoom. So there's gallery view and speaker view. Right now I'm in speaker view, and I'm going to change it to gallery view. If you go to the top of your screen on the upper right hand corner, you can see that it says speaker view or gallery view, and you can change the way you see it. So as the teacher, it's always good to have it in gallery view so you can really check in with all of the kids and see what's happening. Now, what's kind of fun is that, let's say one of the kids in your class is showing a picture or is doing a show and tell. You can hover over them, and you see those 3 dots if you hover over a name. There's mute, and then there's 3 dots in the upper right hand corner.
Sorry, I think you froze for a second.
All right. So if you go to,
can you hear me?
Yep. You, for a second you turned up, but if you go to the upper right-hand corner, there's mute, and then there's 3 dots of the photo. Like hover over my photo in the upper right-hand corner. And then you can click on Spotlight.
Sorry, I couldn't.
So it's all right. So the option here is actually pin video. So if you want someone, so I'm going to gallery view again. If you want to see someone's face, so put your cursor over my picture.
I don't actually see your picture, and you cut out so many times I couldn't hear half of what you said the last 2 minutes.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear, but I only see you on the video. I don't see an actual picture.
You don't see a picture of me?
It could just be limited since I didn't get the Zoom up on my computer and I'm on my phone. So it could just be the phone version that I can't see your picture.
I see. It might be that. So let's see. Do you want to try logging back in with your computer?
Yeah, I could try. Did you send the meeting ID through the email, or just was it through Skype?
I just sent it to you through email.
Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and try to call you back through my computer.
Sounds great.
Okay, we're working.
Awesome. Okay, great. So now you're logged in through your computer, so we can try everything else. This will be great. So let's kind of go backwards. So do you see the participants column on the right-hand side?
Yes.
And it looks like you've already renamed yourself Erica.
It's probably because I'm logged in through my computer already, so it just automatically.
Wonderful. Do you want to try renaming yourself by clicking more in the rename button?
Now it's a little different, so I'm like, where's the?
Yeah, it's different on your phone and your computer. So just hover over your name, go to more, and then click rename.
Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yay, Miss Erica, welcome. Super. So now I'm going to show you a little trick. So if the kids start to get a little bit noisy, you can mute them. I usually suggest that you tell them before you mute them, because it can be a little jarring to be muted, and they might ask, why am I being muted? Yeah. And we don't want anyone to feel silent. So I try to give them a very logical explanation. One example might be, everyone was talking at once and I wanted to make sure that everyone got a turn to speak. And then they'll kind of take a moment to process that and then say, oh, that makes sense. And sometimes if they still seem frustrated, I will continue to ask them, does that make sense? Until I feel like I've gotten there, okay. But it's a very useful feature. You can also mute individual children. Sometimes what will happen is somebody has a parent who's talking to them really loudly or is in the kitchen. So all you have to do is hover over their name and click mute. So you can actually do that with me right now if you want. Or you might not be able to because you're not the co-host. So I'm going to make you the co-host. So I'm going to hover over your name, click more, and then make co-host. Yay! You now have the power. The kids love it when I make them a honor. Okay, you muted you and you unmuted me. Cool. And great, so now you know how to mute. If you need to mute everybody at once, just scroll down to the bottom of the participant screen and click mute all.
Okay. I see.
And then you can also click unmute all.
Okay.
Great. This more button, I find there's a few settings that are good to set up just when I start. First of all, I usually disable the waiting room. So now the waiting room is just automatically disabled, which is great. And what that does, if you enable the waiting room, it means that people can't just get right in. They have to wait to get in. So if you need to separate the class in some way, that's helpful. But I usually just let people come in and come out. Then the other thing I like to enable is play, enter, exit chime. So what happens if you enable that is that basically when somebody comes in, you'll hear a ding. And when somebody leaves, you'll hear a ding.
Oh, I see.
Which is very useful to know that someone showed up or someone left. I always try to acknowledge a child when they come in, and if they leave, I didn't expect it, sometimes I text their parents, but
Yeah.
I just like having that on. So disable the waiting room, play, enter, exit chime, allow participants to rename themselves. The kids love that feature. They're constantly, this morning we had Albus Potter and some other interesting figures in our group. Albus Potter, if you might not know, is Harry Potter's son. Sorry, that's a spoiler alert. Okay, great. So that's basically what you need to know about participants. Another really, if you go to the bottom of your screen, first there's the mute, so I can mute myself. Very useful if I need to, yell at my boyfriend or anything like that during the meeting. Maybe, I don't know, farts or something like that. It's a really good one. And the kids, it's great. That's one of the best things to train them on in the beginning, because part of Zoom etiquette is kind of, if you're not talking, try to mute yourself, and if you're talking, unmute yourself. It's harder for the younger kids, but it's useful for older kids. So stop video. Now you can hear me, but you can't see me. So that's a useful one. And then, do you want to try starting and stopping your video?
Sure. Did I pause it?
Nope.
I
think you might have pushed pause recording. So go to the far left on the bottom.
Oh, I see. Okay, so sorry.
No worries. Great. Now I can't see you. And now come back. Wonderful. Okay, security, basically similar to what we were doing before in the participants channel. If you need to kick someone out, you can remove a participant here. All right, then we have participants. This is a really important feature, and basically it shows you who's in the room, what their names are, and allows you to mute them, unmute them, etc. Chat is super fun. So in chat, I can write a message to individual people or to everyone. So I can say, hola, I'm teaching you how to say hello. Or I can send a special message to Miss Erica saying, are you having trouble? Sometimes this is nice if a kid is shy and they might want to communicate something to me, but they don't feel comfortable communicating it to the whole group. I love chat. Then there's pause and stop recording. That's just for you recording this session. One thing to know is that if you make a kid a co-host, they can pause and start this, and it's a little bit annoying. So I try not to make them co-hosts for that reason. Reactions are fun. If you say something awesome, I can applaud you. Yay. Now, the other thing is, so the feature I probably use the most is this share screen button in the middle at the bottom.
Okay.
So this will be, for example, if I want to share with you, what might I, so for example, in my class, we like to do Cosmic Kids Yoga.
Yeah.
So I sometimes share Cosmic Kids Yoga. Let's see, but sometimes what's really fun is a kid might have a specific subject that they're interested in. So I don't know, is there anything that your kids have expressed interest in recently?
Just right now in the class is firefighting. Firefighters all the,
Firefighting.
we have to sing.
Okay.
We have to make sure we talk about it every time they hear it. So
cool. So that's great. So that's a great example. What I like, I guess someone recently called this to me like the YouTube tunnel. And I love to show kids how to use the internet to find information they need. So if anyone has a question, I'll always try not to answer it, but to help them find the information. So I'm going to click share screen.
okay.
Now what's really important here is you'll have the option at the bottom to select share computer sound. So it's really, really important that you click that button.
Okay.
You can also own, so that's kind of the basic. You can, if you go to advanced, you can also have the option to only show the sound and not the image. So then once you click that, you can choose which screen you want to share. And I'm going to share my YouTube screen. And then I'm going to say, oh, great, kids, we're on YouTube. I really like to talk them through what I'm literally doing as I'm doing it.
Yeah.
That's it's really good way to learn. Just kind of say, now I'm looking on YouTube. Now I'm searching firefighter kids. Okay, great. Now, okay, so now something weird happened. I heard a beep. So I said, oh, that's funny. My computer made a beep. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. So then we have all these firefighter videos. I want to be a firefighter songs, Blippi explores fire trucks. So maybe we decide we want to learn about firefighters. Generally, there's always something good. So now you can see it. And I always ask them if they can hear it, because for some reason, there's often hearing issues. Can you hear it?
I can.
Okay, great. So if you can't hear it, generally what I do is I would stop share and reshare again.
I'm Dave the firefighter.
But so I'm going to pause it.
Okay.
Because if I don't, then just weird stuff starts to happen where I can't find where the YouTube is and it's still playing. So make sure you always pause the YouTube before you stop your screen share. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share. And then this is kind of cool. Now I'm going to show you what it's like when I only share the sound. So I'm going to click on the same screen and click on advanced. And I'm going to click on music or computer sound only and share. And you'll be able to see
a little bit about what firefighters do and the type of equipment they use. Come on, let's check it out.
Okay, cool. So that's nice if you want to play music or something. And I forgot to pause it, so luckily I could find it again. But cool. So do you want to try sharing something?
Sure. Let's see. Is it full screen? So I do something similar with Claire, where I will show her something that she's interested in, and then I share the screen or I just show a video of it. I was gonna, so I'll share one of the videos that usually.
That sounds great.
Popped up and then disappeared.
It happens. Yeah, and for example, now, you're having trouble finding the video. I mean, probably in class you would have it already ready, but it's a great way you can say, oh, I'm looking for it. Oh, I can't find it. Maybe it's here. Silly me. I don't know where to find the video. And that can really just keep kids engaged and they're very fascinated with how technology works. So it's like, instead of having an awkward pause, just talking about like what's literally happening in this moment is just great. Oh, awesome. You started screen sharing. And I can see the screen. You're a genius. Much better than me when I got started.
Oh, but I need to.
So you changed Windows and now I can't see it anymore. Yeah, cool.
But I don't think that I did the audio, right?
Oh, you did. You did it.
Oh, awesome.
Ready to learn?
Great. So now stop sharing. and try sharing only audio with me. So basically, you're going to have to go to advanced.
Okay.
So just stop sharing your screen with me. And share again and click advanced.
Okay, I clicked advanced.
And it should say share audio only.
It says how many participants share at the same time, who can share, who can share when someone else is sharing. I do not see
settings. So
audio only for that.
Click share screen again. And you should, do you see how where it says at the very top, basic, advanced, or files?
Do you want me to go ahead and try again?
Yeah, try sharing. So just go to the bottom of the screen and click share screen.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do the audio only. We did the share screen already.
Yeah, this is part of it. So so go, yeah, that's I think where we got confused. So go click share screen. If you want to share audio, you click share screen. And then you should see basic, advanced, or files at the top of that box.
Oh, I see.
And then click advanced. And then click share audio only. It looks like you shared your screen again. Try going back, try stopping your share.
Well, I'm glad that we're doing this thing.
Me too, this is great. You know, there's so many little things like that I had to figure out. So click share screen, and then you see basic, advanced, or files, click advanced.
Oh, I think I need to unselect the.
You don't need to unselect anything.
Okay.
Just click share audio only and just make sure it's selected.
Okay, it's selected. Am I still sharing my screen?
I'm not quite sure what's going wrong. I'm going to stop your screen sharing. So do you see when you click on share screen, under advanced, do you see there should be 3 options: portion of screen, music or computer sound only, or content from second camera?
I see it. Oh, okay. You see at the very bottom, I thought it was that. What you click.
I know, the share computer sound. Yeah, that you always have to keep selected so we can hear your sound.
Oh, okay.
This is an addition. So keep that selected. And then you want to click on advanced, then music or computer sound only.
Okay, let's see. That's what I was getting confused.
Good. Well, if you're confused, others will probably be confused as well.
Can you hear me now, though?
I can hear you great.
Okay, because that share computer sound at the bottom wasn't selected.
Okay, now you're sharing your computer sound. Great.
Okay, so.
Are you playing anything?
Wonderful!
Great job.
Okay.
Cool, that's great. So now you can just stop sharing.
So, stop sharing it.
Awesome. Great job. A+ for sound sharing.
I mean, it could have been a little better, but that's okay.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out too. My 6-year-olds had to teach me. So just, and they love this stuff. So again, really embrace the technical difficulties. Something goes wrong in my Zoom meeting every day. I mean, I think probably every day, the first time I try to share my screen, I forget to click share computer sound every time. And the kids go, I can't hear anything. You know, they'll tell you, trust me. So that's great. And then, okay, so then I guess just the only other thing that's important to know, As I said before, it's great to have gallery view. And I have set up Zoom so that every participant can share their screen. Sometimes the kids will be working on an app or something and they want to be able to share as well. So that's just a setting you can enable in Zoom, and I have it already enabled for your meeting. If you have difficulty during a meeting, you can always make them a co-host. And then one other kind of fun thing with screen sharing is that I'm going to share my screen now. So I'm selecting share computer sound, desktop. We'll do this. So you can actually draw on my picture. So if you go up to the very top, you should see options: mute, stop video, security, participants, new share, pause share, or annotate. Do you see annotate? You just have to move your cursor up to the very top of the screen.
And then I go under view options.
So just click annotate.
Oh, I see. Oh, nice.
And so if I want to, yeah, exactly, good job, you got the hang of it. So if I'm saying, look at this fireman right here, can you guys draw this fireman? I can click mouse. Or if I just want to be silly and say, Erica is so cool, I can do that. And then if so many kids are drawing on my thing that I can't see anything, all I have to do is click the trash can and clear all drawings, yay. Yeah, so I mean, those
that would be fun.
It's fun, yeah. And then those are the basics of Zoom, and really just, I think the most important things are to make sure that everybody has headphones, yes, and that they know how to mute themselves and unmute themselves, and that everybody has gallery view. So it's nice to just kind of give a little reminder at the beginning to please use gallery view so we can all feel connected with each other.
Yeah. I remember I was doing some Zoom meetings where all the children would have their siblings there, the doors open, so we had to reassess and be like, okay, if we're gonna sing along, we can't sing if we have these things, so how are we gonna adjust?
Yeah, and troubleshooting with them is really great. So personally, I feel that whenever you need a child to change their behavior, it's always good to make them feel like they're part of the process, yes, and treat them like an adult. Like, you know, Erica, it's so great to have you here today. You know, I feel like we're having difficulty because you're speaking and Tony's speaking at the same time. So I was thinking maybe we could create a system where everybody raises their hand when they need to speak, and then I can call on you. And then you'll see everyone's like anxiously raising their hand. And then sometimes I like to say, okay, well, we're going to start with Tony and then Eric and then Susie. And then they kind of know what's the context of what's about to happen. But you can also make your boundaries clear. I mean, sometimes kids will just come and they're a little cranky, and, you know, and it's a good time to take a breath and say, you know, I mean, you can be honest about how you feel. Like, you know, when you speak loudly to me, sometimes I wonder if you're mad at me. And like, no, I don't know if that's the best example, but you don't have to just kind of be a mat that people walk on either. I think, you know, the general strategy I like to use is that treat children like peers, but more vulnerable peers. So, you know, a peer, you can say like, hey, can you hold on a second while I'm talking? And they're not going to be hurt by that, but a child, that might feel violent to a child to kind of, so it's just good to be a little more tender with them, which, you know, because you're a wonderful teacher. And then, yeah, with the gallery view, and this is probably the most important thing, I should have said it first, is just, I'm always looking at every single kid. So before I was a teacher, I used to be an actress, and we had this phrase, listening is communication. So all the time that I'm speaking, I'm kind of seeing how my words are being reflected in every single child there. And, you know, I might, you know, as soon as I notice that a child is getting bored, I'll just kind of figure out like what's going on right now, you know, what do you want to do? And then also, this is something I learned from you, which is very frequent jumping jack breaks. So I would say like every 30 minutes, we do our jumping jack competition. It's great. It really helps get the energy back in the right place.
Yeah, I had Claire doing really far jumps to see how far she can go across this room onto a stack of pillows. So
great.
That was very
and I'm going to start a doc where we can kind of share activities like that. So yeah. I like as far as you can jump. That's a good one to get the energy going. So cool. Yeah. So that's basically all that I have for you on Zoom. I'm sure more things will come up. I think there's features I haven't even discovered yet, but we can learn along with the kids, and that's what makes it fun.
That sounds good.
Cool.